after giving the audience a week's rest to get the strength to keep seeing the crazy scenes. The Boys' 5th episode is back, about very exciting new developments. We've come to a rather surprising pairing between characters who seem to be enemies. No Team Heaven June, and encounter four-legged supervillains. Extremely aggressive. I don't know what you see, but after an hour, it's probably I'll never go near the sheep again. And it turns out that power goes through walls. There are a lot of risks. The war is getting closer and closer. And don't make you wait any longer. Here are some interesting facts from the 5th episode of The Boys. As we saw in the news last time, vivid to events, the Bosses Expo was organized to announce new film and television projects. But of course, Marvel Studios, and even Disney is named after them anyway. A parody intro, just like the billion-dollar studio's superhero movies, give us a very interesting Easter egg basket. The first is the logo with the year of establishment, the next 1950. 3 years later we have a movie poster. The title is Fu Manchu, or Happy Manchuria. This is a fictional character. It was first created by a British novelist, Chas Rohmer, before the First World War. At the same time, it's also a symbolic supervillain. Appeared in a series of films, cinema, television, comics later. Next is Liverpool's poster, with the famous beer company Budweiser. That's what we saw in part 2. What this means, the audience still doesn't know the true identity of this racist heroine. The Storpin. Also in red is Creamson's own film. Former member of Parks Group. 1974 makes a movie about an Indian. Tears at what he saw. Here's a picture from the ad. It's called Kid America Beauty. Launched the same year. At the boss's table, crazy people are a little white. After a series of posters about Blackmore's own movie, Queen Maeve together the sub-platforms of the Contani Hooves. Look wise eye casting big channels in real life. We get to the big stage of the event. Here the timeline of VCU session. The MCU and DCU are the deep. It will make a lot of the audience laugh. It seems like while Marvel is struggling in the 5th phase, the superhero world of The Boys did. The 10th phase. At the bottom of the screen is G-Man, a clone version of Otman, with the future Dapas. It's from his men days. Future Pass. There's a small fan page called G-Man. It actually exists in the Boys comic. It's a group led by John Goldinkin. These are kids who have superpowers. To the left, we get 7 Forever, the story of Wakanda Forever. A giant lost in the multiverse like a strange doctor. And I'm not sure if I read it wrong, but here we have the Black World, Black Tour Hanoi. Wait a minute, we have Dirt Deep, the secret of Atlantis, just like the first part of Aquaman, or the Super School movie to introduce Rhine 2. You can also see it in the picture. And if I'm not mistaken, it's called Annihilation. It's very similar to Black Adam and Homelander Trustister. It's kinda like the Justice League of DC. I don't know if the two superheroes, you will feel great about this but episode. The fans are sure. The fans are laughing. But this is quite a lot. But the strangest thing is, a medium hero is Tech Knight Face. Everyone has their own movie. High ability this character. It's going to play an interesting role in the future. This is completely grounded. When I saw him later, he was reading the Sister Sed's notebook. And most likely, the smartest hero in the world. I need the detective's ability to investigate. Even with the first 10 minutes, the boys have shown us the real fake vote. How they take advantage of the hot social issues. Like this ethnicity, this gender, this religion, just to put on a trendy 7-ball look. And inside is who don't care at all about values. That to appear with film projects as predicted. It's Kate and Sen from the Gen V series. Just like other superheroes, they're both going to star in a movie called Flip. Then in the Seven's room we meet them again. It shows absolute loyalty to Homelander. I'm also excited about the Jihad. In the name of superheroes, with this official appearance, when the world, The Voice, and Gen V are closer than ever. And we have every right to expect the presence of the community. Mary in the next episode. Mention of Mary. In the last episode at Goldinkin, you blew up Kate's arm. However, we've seen that Kate still looks quite healthy. Maybe there's a fake arm underneath. Or does Kate have some mysterious ability that she hasn't shown yet? Maybe we'll have to wait for the next episode. However, the appearance of both, it also brings a lot of excitement for the developments in front. Speaking of the last trendy, We also know the Optiquated scene. When the pen comes down, Fuelwood Laboratory facility, used to connect directly to the 5th volume. There's a virus here to kill this superhero. First time mentioned, it will play an important role in the war. The future with what we saw at College Guide U. The destruction of this disease. It's terrible. The following developments are very interesting. When the ballpoint pen caught the scientist Samir, the only one right now, we can build new drugs. Fast forward, players online have also found out this scene. On the right side of the screen, we see two shadows dragging each other out the back of the house. High possibility is the pen waiting to catch Samya, and when Newman and the team didn't notice. It's true that Jiang's son is easy to change from the nature if you don't do what's right and wrong. Maybe it's not a pen. In the trailer, we also saw a scene where he cut off Chi from an AI, Arsec, to extract the virus. High probability these are the experiments that Pen Heaven Barcelona do. I don't know which hero will be killed. And that's our 5 episodes. We still don't have any more information about the guy who kept asking the boy to do bad things. Surely he has another motive, in addition to helping Putrid destroy superhumans. For the weirdest scenes of each episode. If last week, Sister Set makes itself unintelligent. Same with the Deep. Go to this episode. First prize goes to the bulletproof chickens and the bloodthirsty flying sheep. After saving Stan Sko out of prison, let him point to Nyman. Some of the viruses we've been sent to a farm, where animals are used as lab animals. 6 in addition to chickens and sheep. We also know why everything here is falling apart. It's because the hamsters escaped. This is a direct link to Season 3 Episode 4, when Frankie also witnessed a flying mouse. It even kills people very brutally. That's probably the reason for this. In a sentence, Samya also revealed that Compound VI is seeped into the groundwater, except for the animals on the farm. There will be many others to ingest this green chemical, so the moment the buzzer releases the raw virus, it will definitely be a massacre. Whether this facility, it also gives the audience important information. That's the real shape of what's inside. Top Guy Leader debuts. We see a rabbit with a V stamp. For a long time. And after death, out of its body came an aggressive parasite. Maybe it's a worm. The inside of the pen is also growing, and one day, it'll be bigger than what he sees. An alarm signal that the evil leader's days were still alive. Not long anymore, because the worm had been trampled to death by a pen. We haven't really seen how powerful it is. Pen waiting from the beginning of the season is to rescue Rayon from Homelander's arms? But maybe it's too late. After the unexpected psychological transformation in Superman has changed 360 degrees and let Brian do whatever he wants. You don't have to try to be a superhero. And to myself, great, I no longer care about people's love. And this leads to a very dangerous situation. When Brian realized he had freedom, suppression of others with O1 consequences, get someone older than you on your knees, beat him Brian in the scariest way. He is becoming his own father. There's a nice detail that in the first episodes, Homelander brought a cup. Confirm, Atron and ATLY are officially in the same boat when she blames the comments. But her eyes are afraid of Search. And Homelander looks very strange at Atron's. She also alluded to the speed hero, as if I knew the truth. Especially with the presence of Text Knight, someone who just looks at it knows who's lying. It will be very difficult for ASEAN to keep its secrets. There's a high possibility that Sister Sex is hatching a plot, and her silence in this episode was astonishing. Of the most criticism since M4 debut is Frankie, and I personally think that, to exploit the boy's past obsessions, French is what has been done. In part 2 with the Leglighter case. You made a big mistake, leading to people dying and torturing themselves. Not too different from the current relationship with Call. So going through a similar obstacle. It makes this character feel repetitive. You turn yourself into the police, though. So we can't predict what will happen next. But by season 4, we know that Frenchie is a Christian. And always believe in God. This is the opposite of Fire Blacker. One who always preached the commandments on your lips. In a cliche way. But he showed up at the church, with an inappropriate outfit. I hope you will be in shock in the future. Because the boy group would be a lot less interesting without this guy with this charming voice. And finally, can't ignore Huey's harrowing journey. Maybe the writers list a strong hand with this gentle guy to bring your father back to life, to fall once again into eternal sleep. After all the predictions at the end of the previous episode, the reason that Hilly's mother injected the compound because it turns out that she explained it very simply. It's accidental. I saw the blue tube fall out of my boy's pocket. Can we trust this character? Or really she just showed up to comfort Hilly, even though your father proved that. Compound VI is not a panacea. It does help us heal and have strength. The spirit will also be destroyed. I don't remember who my family is anymore. I finally learned how to let go. And plus details, you actually killed a guy in the previous episode. Maybe the shy boy, depends on others, will change and become stronger. I hope that Huey will return to the series. Because of the whole team, especially Starlight is more unstable than ever. Especially likely, this instability has affected the power of Heroine Light Sao. When there's a time, she can't use her powers. And that's the whole sequence of episode 5M4. Thoughts after gathering. The team will get along better, but the pen is still alone. Kamiko and Frankie have their own concerns.